Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to another video. So in this one we're going to open up with a fight against Boss Flash. I have damaged him previously with something, but I don't want to show that something yet. Like, I'm not gonna show the previous fight against Flash because it was something that did well enough, but it was overall a bit of a failure. But we're going to have that exact same theme used again in this video, so don't worry. I'm going to show you the full extent of it because previously I did a mistake that led him to not get one-shotted, but I fixed that in the next fights. But right now we're going to do a little bit of a cleanup with the League of Anarchy. We have Last Up Joker with Sword of Salvation, EPI with Sword of Sin. Both of them are going to be at level 8 and are going to be the things that I'll use in all fights for passive stats. And Harley is going to use level 6 Dark Metal cards. And yeah, we have Joker in there, basically to generate some power with the Sword of Salvation, or some easy special tools for Harley. And at the same time, he's there to increase the dot damage, because if you didn't know, one of his passives does increase the dot damage of League of Anarchy characters. Combo dropped in there, Harley back in there, special 2. And I could do super move, I definitely could do super move, but I don't feel like I really need to in this fight specifically. I feel like he's going to die well enough without me even doing that. Another special 2 in there. With a special 2 of Harley, my Harley is level 80, so it doesn't get better in terms of stun duration, basically. You do the normal combo that you would do against a target that's stunned by Arkham Knight Batman, for example, but you go swipe, you go a few hit... Wait... Yeah, actually not really. You go full combo, 3 hits, swipe right, 3 hits, and special 2. That's actually the most optimal. The last swipe is not necessary because it's going to be off stun, and you'd rather have more third hits in there than swipes, because when it comes to limited hits, most characters would rather get some swipes in there because they do more than the normal hits. But Harley's third tap hit, for example, shoots like 2 times, and each of the times can fast stack hit. So I feel like this is the most optimal with level 80 special 2 for Harley. But yeah, that's about it for this one, and boy oh boy, we get some pretty good rewards, not gonna lie. I mean, I'm kind of kidding with this one because it's kind of useless to me, but some of you watching might have found Shazam useful, so there's that, but I don't care about Shazam, I have him maxed out. But it would have been a good reward to some of you. We have over here Boss Batwoman, and we have Mr. Freeze plus Raven. Again, the passive stats artifacts that I mentioned previously, plus a level 8 Beta Club on Mr. Freeze. And we're going to freeze her and deal some dot damage to her. That's pretty much the strategy that we're going to have here. Raven back in there, another special 1. Like, Brainiac is really not needed here. He's simply not necessary in this team. This team can do a ton of damage without Brainiac being here, and at the same time it's not really that worth it to pair up Mr. Freeze with Brainiac, because while it does increase his damage, the damage increase is not going to be even close to comparable to a Raven damage increase. So right now I'm kind of pairing up every single time there's not a dot resistant fight, my Raven with Mr. Freeze. If they're stun resistant, which also means freeze resistant, that's gonna be fine to an extent. It's still usable. Might have a little bit more trouble, but it's definitely still usable. F5 stacks here. We're kind of at the halfway point in terms of stacks with Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze back in there. And yeah, right now I really don't care about getting a Frozen and doing some dot to her because I haven't really reached the peak performance passive. But yeah, there we go. And our stun in there, and let's actually try to do some decent dot with Mr. Freeze, actually. Like I said, I was not actively trying to do it, but that would be nice. Okay, 150 mil, never mind. Like, this is why I didn't really worry about to do it perfectly from the first attempt, because once it gets going once, it's gonna be over in a matter of seconds. And yeah, I misclicked there. I wanted to tag Raven and do the special 1 with Raven, but if somehow Raven didn't get tagged in, and Mr. Freeze did his special 1, so that's great. Normally I would get pissed off at this, but this fight is going to be very killable even in this circumstance. Another special 1 there. Come on, chopped again. Another special 1. Block Mr. Freeze in there. Special 2. Raven back in there. Trying to push her in the freeze area. Like, we just need to freeze her one more time. That's all it takes. That's literally all it takes. One more freeze. And she's dead. Maybe more than one freeze because we kind of broke this one with Raven. But yeah, we got her. We got her. There we go. Jump attack, 140 mil. I'll take that. That is more than enough. Right now we're going to not do anything for a bit because we need her to hit us a bit in order to avoid unusual gameplay. Or at the very least put us in the best scenario to avoid unusual gameplay. Generally speaking, you'll be safe from that if you are in the last minute, but taking some damage or even getting some characters killed is never going to be a bad thing. So I'm going to do my best to let her do some damage, but at the same time we needed to clean her out. And if there are 10 seconds of the fight, I don't want to risk getting locked into a basic attack hit combo, into a long animation special, and be denied even a chance to finish that fight. But thankfully no unusual gameplay happened there. Now here we have Beetle with the Sword of Salvation, and we have Deathstroke with the North Snow Globe. In this one I actually removed all the gears from Deathstroke, and I did not put Sword of Sin on Red Hood, in order to do our best to make sure that Grids is going to be able to do enough damage to us. Like, the fights just don't do enough damage for my boy Deathstroke to die, and that has been a problem lately. But yeah, as usual, first of all, we need to concern ourselves with getting the percentage health damages out of the way from Batman Who Laughs. And afterwards, we will transition into some Deathstroke action. There we go, special 2 in there. Re-engage the combo into another special 2 there. Batman Who Laughs in there to generate some power for us, because we can't power generate with Deathstroke here because he's crit immune. And I don't really care with this team. It's gonna be a little bit slower power generation, but who cares? Who cares? We're gonna be fine. Red Hood in there to use the super move because we want to get that out of the way before the clones get in there, because we might not get the chance otherwise. Another special 2 in there. Another special 2 in there. Gonna back off a bit. Re-engage the combo there. We need to be careful on how we die with Deathstroke, or not how we die, but how we take damage, because his special 2 is going to be very, very annoying in this regard. Because basically what it does is going to tag the current character and damage another character. Look, this is exactly what happened. I need to actually block that if that's used on Deathstroke, because it's going to actually make it harder for me to get tagged in. And yeah, thankfully there, even though it could have happened again, he used the special one, so that's great. But never mind, he will make up for it here, using that again. Oh boy. This is very, very far from optimal, my dudes. We're actually gonna block it here. Okay, please use special 1. There we go, good boy. Finally, the first clone is in there. Special 2. Not the most smooth time for the clones, but it'll have to do. And I used that special 2 into a block. That was totally my fault. But yeah, Deathstroke is back in there, and we're going to let him die again to summon another clone. We're going to block here, because yet again it was that special 2 that would have tagged me out. Another special 1. There we go, clone is in there. Special 2. Gonna back off a bit, another special 2. Carefully re-engaging the combo there. Not carefully, as you can see, because we... Ah, boy. Yeah, I messed up with the second clone as well. Like, he's got a crazy fast transition into a block, though yet again, there are ways to play around it, and it was kind of my fault that I did not fully expect that. And this fight, in the long run, I think actually costing me one more fight to clean up, and if I did a better job here, it would have been better. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, Batman Who Laughs is gonna do his best to squeeze some more damage in there. Boy, we would have definitely squeezed some more damage in there if the clones didn't die so quickly. But yeah, it is what it is. It's still going to be a pretty significant amount of damage. Yeah, that's 1.2, almost 1.2 billion. So I'm happy with that. Though yet again, it could have been far better. F here, Boss Blue Beetle. And we actually have only 2 characters. We have Dr. Fate with the Sword of Salvation, generate power, and Kinflan Sakuman with Nora's Snow Globe. I only have 2 characters because there was literally no character that would have boosted my Kinflan Sakuman in any way, shape, or form. I guess we could have put Silver Bane in there. But yeah, basically I did not want more passive sets from the artifacts, because that would have meant that king would have had a harder time to die. And I could have put Shazam in there, but Shazam gives me crit resistance, and I don't need crit resistance. I want to die fast with king, so that's going to be our priority here. And I guess I could have put the Silver Bane with no artifact on, but it matters very little nevertheless. And yeah, we are at 3 special trees, so we're going to do our best to allow him to end us here. And he's doing a pretty good job at it. Like, by dude, Grid was having a hard time, but Blue Beetle is gonna do a great job. I think he's got like a buff that gives him crit damage or something like that, and guaranteed crits or something, and that usually is very useless. It just doesn't matter. Those are buffs or debuffs that you shouldn't worry about, but here it was very helpful actually. So yeah, the first clone did not have the best of times. My bad there. Definitely my bad on that one. Getting back in there. We're going to use super move here, because I don't want him to using his super move on the clone. That will get tagged in. Okay, the clone is in there. We're going to try our best to make a better stand with this clone than we did with the previous one. Special tree in there. Jump attack. This is the jump attack infinite combo with the clones. This is something you can do. Like, Devo suggested it. Like, why do you even try to combo interrupt with the clones? Just do the jump attack infinite combo. And boy, it actually delivers. Keep in mind, the enemy has to be in the corner, because if not, they can do the back off into a jump attack, and that will be a very annoying experience for you. But if they're in the corner, there's literally nothing this man can do here, and this requires 0 brain capacity. This is room temperature IQ play, but at the same time, very high IQ play, because it's the right thing to do with the minimum effort. As I said, guys, don't work hard, work smart. That's the thing you should do in life. But yeah, we're done with that clones that actually run its full course because of the jump attack. So yeah, King in there will do some damage, and we still do some damage nevertheless. Like a few millions in there with a few special trees is nothing to laugh at. Basic attack hits do a decent job. Sacrifice is gonna generate some more power. Even combo interrupting there, boy, it's going so great. A special tree in there. Engage the combo there, and we should have enough time and enough energy for another one. There we go. Overall, not the worst fight against Blue Beetle, but definitely there was room for improvement. Now, moving on to what will most likely be the highlight of this video, so to speak, we have the Batman Ninja Grodd, Brainiac, and Robin team. I have shown you this team a couple of times. We got a few clicks out of this one. We did almost milk this team dry out of views, interactions, and your guys' interest. But this is when it finally worked very well. Because in my previous videos, every single time I would use this team would be for a cleanup fight. Now we're going to fight the full health targets fights. And so you might be like, why didn't you do this sooner? I did, but it didn't go well. Because I would just go out of my way to constantly try to do the super move with Grodd, and while that increases damage to an extent, not having access to the infinite combo that he has in the corner is simply not worth the effort. So over here we're going to stack Lethal with Brainiac, keep her in the corner. We have Sword of Sin on Brainiac, preventing her from power generation. And after we lock her into the infinite combo with Grodd, it's basically not gonna be any way out for her, not even with super move. Okay, so now we're going to attempt to push her to a corner. There we go. There we go. We got her. We got her. And yeah, I think I maybe should do a little bit of an active effort to optimize the rolls on Grodd, like to get his talents right and his gears right. Because the thing is, I was very pissed off at this because it needed just a little bit more juice, just a little bit more of a push to do enough damage to one-shot the fights. And if I got this team that's able to one-shot the fights, and if I have Raven plus Mr. Freeze who can guarantee a one-shot against the fight, and I have like 4 teams available afterwards, that thing is already huge. Like being able to clear 3 bosses, possibly a little bit of the 4th one in like Heroic 7, it's actually huge. So I'm definitely going to, no joke, use this team. I think this is definitely a viable strategy. Like, they started out as a fun experiment. I saw this first on a Quartiman video, but this is actually legit. This is actually optimal to an extent, at very least for my account. Yeah, that's about it for that fight. Now moving on to the next one, we'll have League of Anarchy with Just League Flash in there instead of Joker to get additional fast attack hits. And yeah, the previous one went well enough. Like I'm happy with the Batman Ninja Brainiac team, but at the same time I'm sad that they couldn't get that little bit of additional push to finish the fight. And if you might be like, well, Sable, if you did a super move, you would have... Nah, bro, if I did a super move, it would have taken me more than half a minute to get back in the corner with the enemy, because Grodd can't do the infinite combo if the enemy is not in the corner. And we're fighting a Supergirl. She's not combo interruptible, or at the very least not convenient to combo interrupt, and she is very spammy and has a very annoying AI, so I'd rather not. And yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about Flash plus Harley Quinn. Like, it's great, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure if Joker or Harley is or Flash is better for her, because Flash adds a little bit less to Harley than it adds to other characters, because with other characters like Joker gets a 30% damage increase because he's got only 2 fast tech hits, but her already having 3 fast tech hit, the 4th one will still increase her damage, but not by as much. And Joker giving dots is also good. But yeah, this was nevertheless our cleanup fight. Now moving on to the next one, I have over here Kinflant Sakoman plus Wonder Woman against Boss Great here. And we're going to do our best to do as much damage as possible to him. He's very low on health, so North Snow Globe is not going to be necessarily optimal anymore, so we have a level 6 Dark Metal cards. It's not the 500% crit damage Kinflant Sakoman. I did not change my build for this account specifically because I'm not using usually Dark Metal cards on him. I'm using either North Snow Globe or Beta Club. This guy is a very specific exception because he's also... I mean, I don't think he's immune to Dot actually. But it was just more optimal here specifically to use the Dark Metal cards on him. Usually I'll find myself using the Beta Club. And I'm back off a bit, re-engage the combo there. Kinflant Sakoman back in there. Special 3. Re-engage the combo. 4.5 mil. It's definitely not something to laugh at, and it's definitely at the start of our passive stacks. I mean, not really at the start, but not at peak performance either. Another special 3 in there, and yeah, that was almost peak performance, missing only 2 stacks, but you get the point. And look at that combo interrupting him even. Super move in there. Gonna block that, re-engage the combo. Dr. Fate back in there. Swipe down, we have a lot of power generated. Kinflant Sakoman back in there, special 3. Re-engage the combo. Jump attack, special 3. Like, the combo interruption might fail, but the jump attack never fails you. I mean, only if the AI's got such an annoying AI that their hits are... Like, the AI, if you block, they will do a special into a block, but they will do it after they do 3 hits, and usually your jump attack animation will hit them before that happens. But I have encountered a situation against, I think it was Boss White Canary, where you couldn't do the block into a jump attack thing because she would literally use a special before you were able to do it because she hits you that fast. Like, boy, that's next level annoying. Another special 3 there. Sadly a little bit off Dark Metal cards. Like, I don't know, my dude, looks like 1 foot of Kinflant Sakoman is actually only Dark Metal cards, but the game is like, nah bro, you don't have access to that anymore. And I'm like, okay, that kind of sucks, not gonna lie. Swipe down, gonna block that, re-engage the combo. Kinflant Sakoman in there, special 3, re-engage the combo. Into another one, re-engage the combo yet again. Dr. Fate back in there, swipe down, gonna back off a bit. Kinflant Sakoman back in, special 3, re-engage the combo. Into another special 3, there we go. And sadly it's not gonna be enough to finish him. I think I should have used Manta here first. Manta would have stood a pretty decent chance to actually clean this up, but I overestimated King and underestimated Manta. Now getting into the Manta fight, we have Silver Bane here, we have Silver Green Lantern, and we have Manta. Silver Green Lantern is gonna be in there for the ease of combo interruption basically, but he's also going to have a sort of salvation in there to generate a little bit of power for us at the start, so we can maybe use a super move early, maybe. And this is a 500% crit damage Manta actually, so that's definitely going to be something very interesting to witness, because my damage with Manta has definitely gone through the roof since I adjusted his needs and builds to the Dark Metal cards meta. And there's gonna be mainly on a lot of swipe attacks, 500k values per hit. And if I had flashing here, it would be 1.5 mil per hit, and that's a value that I'm definitely happy with. I'm going to give a little bit more confidence to Manta in future fights, and I'm going to actually give him a more proper team and let him take on fights that are a little bit higher health, because I think he has kind of proven himself that he can handle a little bit more. Yet again, it's just a 5-star Manta, so not peak performance by any means in terms of the passive or the stats in general. Though I have a pretty decent build for him, I got all my epics sorted out. Come on, chopped again. Come on, chopped again. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye. And yeah, subscribe if you did also. Goodbye.
This is the future.